Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys, whatever it is, wherever you are, welcome back to another video. It has definitely been some time since we had our wonderful M240 on the channel and our wonderful Zai, my lovely lady. We are here to basically give you guys our perspective on 1 year of ownership on this 240. Now, obviously, like I said, I don't own the car. This is my girlfriend's car. However, this car has been in our lives for almost about a year. And I've had the pleasure of driving it. I've had the pleasure of driving with her while she's driving it and riding passenger princess as well. So this is going to be a good perspective on what it's truly like to own a car like this for about a year. So first, thank you guys for watching this video. Comment down below, like, comment, subscribe. You guys know the deal. And let's get into this video. Okay, well, first and foremost, gotta buckle up. And then we are ready to go. Actually, I gotta put on my own little setting. Mine 1 or 2? 2. Mine is 2. That works for me. Okay. Well, let's get started. So, oh, I'm already in. There we go. Cool. See, told you guys, not my car. So let's go for a nice little drive. So you've owned the car for roughly about 9 months. So it hasn't been a full year yet.
Right.
But it wouldn't really make sense to do a 6-month review when it's been over 6 months and then a year in 2 months. So I figured we'll just do a year review.
Alright.
So you bought the car in Orlando. I think how many miles did you have on it when you got it?
19,000, around there.
About 19K?
Yeah.
Okay, and right now you're at about 26. So you've put about probably like 7,000-8,000 miles on it so far.
Yeah. And
how have those miles been for you?
they've been fun. It's my first BMW, as I've said in the intro video. That, guys, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch that. So it's been fun to experience a rear-wheel drive car, which I haven't. Took many drives.
Yeah. So what cars did you have before? That way, at least the viewers who didn't watch that last video can understand kind of like where you're coming from.
Well, before I had a Subaru WRX, so it's an all-wheel drive.
Yeah, but before that,
Oh, dang. Before that, oof. I
had some Corollas.
I had 2 Corollas.
Mm-hmm.
They were both sport. Ooh. I also had, what is it called? Oh, I had a Mitsubishi Mirage.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a Technica, so it wasn't the updated version either.
Right.
Then,
So basically, you never had a car that did any more than like 350 to the wheel.
even less, but yeah.
Well, I think the WRX made about that because you were like stage 2 and stuff like that. But
Oh, yeah.
the Corolla's obviously not, and then the Mirage obviously not, all
No.
caps.
And
So
the Mazda, it wasn't either.
how does this compare in comparison to those cars
Oh,
for you?
it's a completely different feeling. There is, even just taking off, braking, everything. It's funny because I always say I'm scared to drive the car, but like drive the car because I don't know what I can handle,
What you can handle or what the car can handle?
what I can handle.
Okay.
Because I'm not used to it, as we were just explaining. So it's still a learning phase. I'm still not comfortable with the car, and that's a good thing.
Very interesting. So you're basically saying that you've owned the car for almost a year and you still feel like you haven't grown into it yet.
Yeah. I think I hit the triple digits 2 days ago, and I was still a little bit iffy about it in the back of my head, and I was like, no, I'm gonna slow down. I'm not comfortable up there yet in this car.
Right. But when you do get up there, like, how does it feel for you?
Oh, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I think my issue is that, and we can probably get into this, I don't trust my tires, the tires that I have.
Okay. So for those of you guys, obviously you don't know what tires she's on.
Right.
She's on some Bridgestone tires, and the size, I think she's running 225, 40, 18 all around. Now that's the way that we got the car, but now we are going to definitely make an upgrade. Probably do PS4S's and then bump up the size to like 255, 35 in the rear, and maybe 235, 35, or something like that, a little bit bigger in the front. So far, I think your tires have held up fairly well. I mean, you've done a lot in this car.
Yeah. No, they've held up quite well. For me, it was just being up north, and it was just slippery, and I was not comfortable, and it's just in the back of my head, especially with all the people getting these vehicles and not knowing how to drive them and essentially crashing, but it's just having that sense of carefulness, I guess the word is.
Yeah, well, I mean, first, like, that could be anybody.
Yeah.
You know, it only takes 1 second, half a second, a millisecond, split second, you know, to very quickly understand that, this car may have too much power for you, or, you know what I mean? You might not, you know, be ready for something like this, or blah, 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 blah.
Exactly.
You know, it takes a little bit of time for people to get humbled very quickly. And I feel like you've been doing great. So you've taken the car up to Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Correct.
Driven in the mountains and stuff like that.
Correct.
Let's talk about that. How was that journey from Orlando, Florida, all the way up to Gatlinburg? Like, how did the car treat you on the highway? Did you feel comfortable? Was it cozy?
So yes, the car was very cozy. It was comfortable the entire drive up. Barely can feel the 12-hour drive. Of course, I had the heated seats, so I wasn't cold. I've never had heated seats, so I
and
like
a heated steering wheel.
And a heated steering wheel, yes. I had the heated steering wheel. The only thing was that being in Tennessee, in that area in the mountains, the height of the vehicle, I didn't like it.
I don't think the height had anything to do with it. I feel like you're talking about the body roll. You didn't like the body roll that you felt going through. I mean, I could be wrong.
But overall, it was a great drive. I had no issues. It did great on gas. The car treated me very, very well. I can simply do that drive with no problems, eyes closed.
So, what do you think your miles per gallon was on that trip? Well, going there, I know you were probably at like 28, 29.
I was gonna say 32 because I was
on
driving
the highway.
I was driving it on eco mode, yeah.
Okay.
I was driving it on eco mode, so I think I would say 31, 32 around there.
And then obviously it'd go down when you threw it in sport.
Correct, yeah. If I would throw it in sport, it'll go down. It'll stay about in the 25, 22 because I was driving it so in the eco mode for a while. It took time to get back down. Right now, at an average, I'm like around 19 to 22 on every day and during comfort and sport. So driving it on eco on the highway was pretty nice.
Yeah, 19 to 22, that's not really up there.
I know.
Yeah, because I get like 18 point something, and I have an E92 M3. So you got a heavy foot. That's what that's telling me. 19 to 22 is a very heavy foot.
Hey, I love my radar.
Well, and I know that it's going to be hard to compare, but how do you compare the brakes on this car to the brakes on your WRX?
That is hard to compare. But these brakes are a lot better. I can stop the car much quicker, but I cannot press the brakes the exact same way I used to do it on the WRX.
Because how hard they bite?
Yes. So this car, if you press them really quick, you like jolt.
Yeah, and you don't fade.
Correct.
The brakes definitely don't fade on this. Now, mind you, like I said, we've been to Tennessee. You know, I don't think we've taken another long trip like that. But in the year that she's owned this car for, I will say it has done very well. Now let's talk about performance. So this car has I believe it's a Gen 3 B58.
Correct.
I do not know how much power these cars make, but I do know that they make a decent amount of power, and the torque is really good up there. And I know that once you unlock these engines, you know, it's a complete night and day difference.
Yeah.
But for somebody like you who says that, you know, even after all this time, you still haven't fully grown into this car,
Yeah.
I think that the amount of power that you have right now that was given to you and the balance that they did it when they made this platform, I think it's perfect for you. And it's great that it's taken you a year and you still feel like there's much left to do.
Yeah, I agree. It's allowing me to enjoy the process and really learn the car and allow me to grow into it properly. I'm not rushing into doing changes. I'm not rushing into, let me take it to the track, let me do what it can do. No, I want to learn my car first, feel comfortable the way it comes stock, and then when I'm comfortable, it's like, okay, now I can start making changes. You know, I don't want to rush into things, especially when I don't know about them.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. So could you say that this is a good platform for somebody who wants an entry-level performance car with luxury and comfortability? Could you say that this is a good car to start out with?
Absolutely. I would recommend this car to anyone that wants to start.
As long as they can afford it,
As long
because
as
this
they can afford
240
it.
is kind of pricey.
That is true. The 240, I bought it used, but it is still pretty pricey. Even if you were to buy it new, you're looking at about 65 to 70, depending on the package you're purchasing.
And this one is optioned out pretty fairly.
Yeah, this one was optioned out pretty fairly. I don't recall my exact out the door price, but it was not in that range, but it was up there. But it's a great entry level car. I was always looking at the Supras.
Right.
So learning about the Supras, learning about the engine, and then of course Jamal's a BMW guy. So there's BMWs in the house everywhere.
Always has been.
He was always teaching me like, hey, there's a BMW that has the same engine as the Supra. Why don't you take a look at it? So I started doing my research, and just so happens this one came about, and the visibility on the vehicle is a lot better than it was on the Supra.
Okay, so let's talk about some things that you don't like about this within the year of ownership, because it can't all be good. At least I don't think so. I do love this car, but nothing is perfect, if that makes sense. So what's something that you don't like after about a year of ownership with this?
I don't like where my cup holders are.
Okay, that's very true.
I don't like, and some people might like this, I don't like the wireless charger.
Really? So that after a year of having this, you don't like it?
No.
You don't like where it's placed, or you don't like it at all?
Two things. I don't like where it's placed, and I don't like that it actually messes up with the battery on the phone. It actually heats up the phone in a weird way, and sometimes it just shuts it off or it won't charge it, and even the new ones. So I've strayed away from using it. So I mean, it's a good option to have.
Yeah.
But the placement, where it is, and just the little mishaps here and there, it's not something I would actually add to my car if I were building it piece by piece.
Okay.
Of course, we know I didn't like the tires the car came with.
Mm-hmm. But that can be changed.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like how pricey parts are for these cars. Like any
aftermarket.
Any aftermarket, it's so pricey.
Yeah.
So that was something new for me to get used to, of course. Yeah, let me see. I'm thinking. I never look at my car in a negative way.
No, I mean, that's good. You've had the car for a year, and a lot of the issues that you have are very minimal, or they're cosmetic.
Yeah.
So you haven't had an issue with performance, which is great because this is bone stock. So in a year of ownership, you can say that this is pretty much a very good car to drive, and it's been very consistent overall. You recommend other people to essentially get one if they can afford one.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is a great car to have if you did not want to pay for, an M3, M4, any G8X platform. This is the great little brother to it. Mm-hmm. And once you up the boost and do some suspension mods, maybe a little bit better wheels. You might not even care about the difference between the two because there might not be one at that point. You know, these cars on this platform make a lot of power.
Yeah.
A lot. You know, and a lot of torque as well. So I definitely recommend anybody, if you're looking in the market to get a G42 240, definitely buy one if you can, because we've owned it for almost about a year and it hasn't skipped a beat. The brakes haven't even heat soaked. There's been no issues with it, none whatsoever. And we're coming up on an oil change, which we're going to do very soon.
Yeah.
And I really don't expect there to be any issues, knock on wood. It's been very good to us. It's been very good to us. It's been a great date night car. And it's just a platform that you can really go and do whatever. We've been on multiple rallies with this car.
Yeah, that's true.
Definitely push this car to, you know, your limits, but not its limits.
No.
And yeah, so far the modifications that we've done have literally just been lowering springs. We haven't done anything crazy at all. And the lowering springs actually made a little bit of a difference in the stiffness, right? You said?
Yeah, that was a huge difference. The car settled for a bit. It's funny because we put the lowering springs over at our buddy Alan's shop at NAR Auto Works, and I didn't have the car for a week afterwards. Nothing bad. I was just getting some PPF done on the vehicle, but once I got it back, I was like, wow, this is low.
Yeah.
But driving it actually feels a lot better handling and driving than it did on their stock springs.
Yep.
So that was really good, and it does feel stiffer.
Yeah. Shout out MMR for their lowering springs.
Nothing in comparison to how Jamal's E92 handles and how stiff it is, but it's there. It's there.
It does the job. It does the job.
Yes.
There it is. It does the job. All right. Well, I didn't really want to make this video too long, but I did want to give just a brief, 1 year of ownership review.
Yeah.
Thumbs up from me. Thumbs up from you.
Yeah. Thumbs up.
Awesome. Yeah, I didn't even mean to rhyme with that one. It's funny. We're gonna get some gas. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment down below what you guys would like to see more of.
And you can also comment down below if you were to get this car, what package would you do and what color?
That is true. That is true. And what mods we should do next to this as well.
Yeah.
But like I said, comment down below, like, comment, subscribe. You guys can already hear the background music. So I guess we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.